At this point, I would now like to welcome Talia Rubin of the firm Crowe Soberman LLP to the podium to give the audited financial statement for the year ended December 31st, 2019.
Thank you, Shelley. Good morning, everyone. My name is Talia Rubin, and I'm a partner with the accounting firm Crowe Soberman LLP. We are the auditors of the college. I have been invited to briefly review the financial statements for the year ended December 31st, 2019. The financial statements are on the inside of the back cover of the 2019 annual report and include the auditor's report, the statement of financial position at December 31st, 2019, and the statement of operations and the statement of change in net assets and related notes for the year December 31st, 2019. The auditor's report describes the responsibilities of the college's management and the responsibilities of the auditors with relation to the annual audited financial statements presented to you. As auditors, we were able to express an unqualified opinion. This is found at the beginning of the report, wherein we state, in our opinion, the financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position of the college as at December 31st, 2019, and its results of operations and its cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with Canadian generally accepted accounting principles for not-for-profit organizations. The statement of financial position is a summary of the college's assets and liabilities at December 31st, 2019. Total assets were approximately $10.9 million, made up of cash of $3.8 million, investments of $6 million, and equipment and leaseholds of $920,000. The investments are split between short-term, those that will be maturing in the 2020 year end, and long-term, those that will mature after 2020. The investments consist of bonds with staggered maturity dates ranging to December 2024. This ensures that funds will be available to the college when needed. Total liabilities were approximately $5.5 million, the largest component of which is deferred revenue. Deferred revenue represents membership fees collected in 2019 for the 2020 dues and payable by December 31st, 2019. Liabilities also included accounts payable and accrued charges of approximately $522,000. This represents expenses incurred in 2019 for which payment will be made in 2020. The net assets of close to $5.3 million is total assets minus total liabilities. The amount invested in equipment and leaseholds and software has been shown separately to arrive at an unrestricted net assets or surplus. This is the amount that is available to the college to use in the future to continue to operate and achieve its goals. Future requirements do not only include future leaseholds as required and the funding of future projects to be undertaken by the college to fulfill its mandate as a regulatory college. It is also important to have in reserve sufficient funds to finance any potential expensive disciplinary hearings that could arise in the future. The details of the two funds can be seen in the Statement of Change in Net Assets. The Statement of Operations summarizes the revenue and expenditures for the year. Revenues exceeded expenditures by approximately $232,000. The surplus is in accordance with the budget prepared by Council. Council reviews the surplus annually, and if they think it is appropriate to reduce the surplus, they will budget for a deficit. Membership fees were increased slightly in 2019 in order to decrease the deficit from the prior year. Generally, expenditures during the year were in line with those of the previous year, except for the legal, advertising and promotion, and consulting. And leasing and maintenance. Your single largest accrual is salaries and benefits, which account for approximately 57% of total expenditures. The legal expense has decreased by roughly $200,000 due to the change in the accruals and estimates for future disciplinary. Advertising and promotion has increased due to a new campaign to promote public awareness of hiring registered social workers and increased social media presence. Leasing and maintenance costs increased due to a co-location for servers. The variance of expenses in other categories are mainly because of projects undertaken in one year and not in the other. Many of the expenses are dependent on projects undertaken by the college in a particular year, and comparing expenses to the prior year is not always relevant. I will not bore you by reviewing each of the line items of expenditures, but we will be happy to answer any questions you may have on specific expenses during the question period. That concludes my report. I promised it would be brief, and as I said, if you have any questions on the statements, we'll be happy to answer them during the period. Thank you.